We all love for our children to read, but when they're reading something with a positive message attached, it is even better. So Esborn offers some really fantastic options with social skills at the heart, helping to create good citizens, good friends, good role models. So this is A Tale of Two Beasts, a wonderfully unique way to teach perspective, that there are two sides to every story, and that one isn't necessarily right or wrong. So this is the first section of the story, told from this little girl's perspective. She was walking through the forest when she finds this really strange little beast who looks like he needs some help. So she swaddles him up, takes him home, bathes him, gives him toys and a place to play. She even shows him off to her friends. But he doesn't look very happy, and he runs away. The second part of the story is told from this beast's perspective, where he's just hanging out in the forest and is ambushed by this little girl. And she takes him home, she ties him up, takes him to her secret lair, puts him in weird clothes, and shows him off to her strange friends. And he's not very happy. So like in the first section, he escapes. It's a wonderful way to teach two perspectives. Everything is different, not necessarily right or wrong. Can I Join Your Club? An adorable story about this little duck who wants nothing more than just to fit into one of these animals' clubs. He goes to all of them and asks if he can join, but of course he cannot roar like a lion. He can't hiss like a snake or remember things like an elephant. So Duck comes up with the resolution to create his own club whereby anyone can join. No rules attached. And this is wonderful in teaching your children that you can never have too many friends and that we should accept everyone for just who they are. Cordelia and Jonathan James and the What If Monster, both written and illustrated by the same person, beautifully illustrated, but inspiring messages, the most important part of these books. So Jonathan James and the What If Monster is about a little boy who has a nagging little monster who's always telling him, what if you're no good at this? What if you fall down? What if they don't like you? What if you get hurt? And then Jonathan James says, wait a second, What If Monster. What if none of those things happen? What if I meet my best friend? Great way to teach your child to believe in him or herself, go after those dreams, and don't second guess yourself. Cordelia, equally as inspiring, is about this little girl who thinks that she can fly, and she believes in herself. And when she does, her world is colorful. It is happy. Then she starts to allow others to doubt her. And when she does, her world turns to gray. And she lets them get in her head. But then she, like Jonathan James, she turns it all around and she says, wait a second. I should not allow other people to determine my worth and to determine what I can and I will do. Both great stories, both with little plushes that you can purchase to go along with them. Just some self-comfort tools. Billy the Goat's Big Breakfast, a wonderful way to teach patience as a virtue. It's the story of a hungry little goat named Billy who goes over to his friend's house for breakfast, and he eats the breakfast before it's ready. Well, the problem is it was yeast, so it expanded in his belly, and he gets the most gigantic bellyache, and he is miserable. So what a fun way to teach your children. Stop and think, be patient. Not going to work out if we jump the gun. Bears Don't Read. The story of George, who lives an ordinary bear life until he finds a book and decides, I need more for myself. I want to know how to read and where this book has come from. He is determined, so a wonderful way to teach determination. Don't let things get in your way. So he's determined to go into town and get somebody to teach him how to read this book. Of course, everyone runs the other way because they're scared because, well, he's a bear. He goes into the school to try to find the owner of this book. And of course, he finds a little girl named Clementine who is very willing to be his friend and very willing to teach him how to read because that is her book. And so they form a relationship, and Clementine teaches George every day to read. They form a beautiful relationship, so what a fun way to learn about friendship and determination. The story of Greed, how the whale got his throat. Beautifully illustrated and retold story about a whale who eats everything in the sea, big and small, until his little friend there, fish, tells him he needs to eat a man because that's the only way that he's not going to be hungry anymore. Well, he eats the man, and the man is not happy inside the whale's belly, so he jumps and thumps and lets that whale know that he needs to get out of there. But when he does, he leaves his raft lodged behind in the whale's throat. So now the whale can only eat small things that will pass through that gated raft. Wonderful way to teach children not to be greedy. Last but certainly not least, classic Aesop stories for little children. Now, as you know, Aesops all have a message attached to them, whether it be perseverance or preparation. Slow and steady wins the race. Teaching about flattery. This is a modern way of teaching children Aesop's Fables. Each story is differently illustrated. The text in each story is going to be a little different. But what I love is that each one ends with the message. Don't be fooled by flattery, or treat others as you would like to be treated. So a wonderful collection of some of Aesop's famous fables for your children. So I hope that you have found something that you think would be a great teaching tool in helping to establish a positive identity within your child.